was done at a time when there was no steel. And the
Why do 40% of historians believe the Dendera light bulb is
equal to the task of actually building the pyramids?
So, did the Egyptians harness electricity? We're still...
How did the ancient Egyptians light the inside of their...
Ancient man was using electricity or light bulbs, so they look at...
Deep beneath the ancient temple of Hathor in Dendera, Egypt, there's a sealed crypt. So narrow, so suffocating, only high priests were ever allowed to enter. But inside these sunless tunnels lies a mystery that still electrifies researchers today, literally. The Dendera light bulb. Carved into the walls of this crypt are strange reliefs, elongated glass-like structures with serpentine filaments inside, held aloft by figures and connected by thick cords to mysterious objects. Many believe these are depictions of ancient light bulbs. Why? Because we're still trying to explain how the ancient Egyptians illuminated the pitch-black interiors of their tombs and temples without leaving behind soot. Mainstream archaeologists say they used torches. But if that's true, where's the smoke residue on the ceilings? Even more puzzling, some of these chambers barely have enough oxygen to support a flame. No soot, no burns, just clean, smooth ceilings. That leaves us with a possibility most refuse to take seriously: some form of electric light. Electricity before Benjamin Franklin? The Baghdad battery. Now fast forward across the ancient world to what is now modern-day Iraq, where archaeologists found something even stranger, the so-called Baghdad battery. Dating back over 2,000 years, this clay jar with a copper cylinder and iron rod looks suspiciously like a primitive battery, and it works. In modern recreations, just by adding something acidic like orange juice or wine, these ancient devices generate an electric charge. Proponents like Jason Martell and...
Well, basically this is made out of a clay pot, and then they would use a small copper lining and something along the lines of an asphalt stopper wrapped around an iron rod. And the combination of some weak acidic acid basically just fill the clay pot, and we'll go ahead and put the copper rod back in there, copper and iron rod. We'll give it a moment to kind of...
Giorgio Tsoukalos have demonstrated it in real time. Fill the clay pot, insert the copper and iron elements, connect a voltmeter, and yes, the needle moves. Voltage is real. So if ancient Iraq had batteries and ancient Egypt might have had bulbs, that raises a provocative question. Did our ancestors experiment with electricity long before it was discovered? Precision cuts and impossible quarries. But electricity isn't the only mystery carved in stone. Let's go back to Egypt this time, to the Giza Plateau. You know it for the pyramids, but right next to them are massive valley temples. And the construction here is even more mind-blowing. The pyramids themselves were made of 2 to 3 ton limestone blocks, but these temples, they're built with granite blocks weighing over 100 tons, some even 200 tons. That's the equivalent of stacking 100 family cars into a single slab. And granite isn't just heavy, it's hard. Cutting it with copper tools, as Egyptologists claim, doesn't make practical sense. Why would anyone build with material that's that difficult to shape? Unless they had technology far beyond what we're told? Chris Dunn and the 35-foot saw mystery. Then there is Christopher Dunn, an engineer who spent decades studying ancient Egyptian stonework. On a visit to Abu Rawash, just north of Giza, he found something strange. A massive granite block with a cut so deep and smooth, it defied traditional explanation. After sleepless nights and obsessive measuring, Dunn realized the only thing that could have made the cut was a circular saw knot. Just any saw, but one with a 35-foot diameter. The pushback from mainstream scholars was immediate.
By Egyptologists, the ancient Egyptians had simple tools. They went to work every day using stone balls, copper chisels, a copper tube and sand to grind holes in diorite and granite, extremely hard rock. From what I have actually gathered over the years, is information that seems to actually argue against that notion.
There were no machines in ancient Egypt, they said, but Dunn wasn't convinced. As a machinist, he knows what tool marks look like, and he kept finding them. At Luxor Museum, he points out a faint slip on a statue of Amun's backside, clear evidence, he claims, of a mechanical tool. If not aliens, then what? Here's where it gets controversial. The ancient alien theory doesn't say ETs built the pyramids. Instead, it suggests that advanced knowledge or tools were handed down somehow. After all, how else do you explain the surgical precision in megalithic structures, the seamless joints between 100-ton stones, and the global spread of similar technologies across civilizations that supposedly never interacted? Today, billion-dollar machines are used to cut stone, move material, and construct skyscrapers. Yet ancient civilizations did all that without electricity, without hydraulics, without wheels in some cases. Or did they? From the hidden crypts of Dendera to the batteries buried near Baghdad, something doesn't add up in the official timeline of technology. And what's even more fascinating, we're only scratching the surface. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Could ancient humans have accessed science we've only recently rediscovered?